Welcome back, everybody. My name is Tucker, and in today's video we're doing something that I've done before the season each of the last couple years, and that is going through and ranking every single starting player at every single position in the league. So we're over here on Tier Maker. These are Tier Maker things that other people have made, so if you agree or disagree with who is or isn't a starter or what position they are, you can take it up with them. I'm just using their Tier Maker thing, and we're going to go through and rank every single player on these lists from superstar to star, above average starter, below average starter, role player, and bum. So we're going to begin with Jrue Holiday here, which I think is an interesting player to begin with because he's one of those like advanced metric stars. Like he's one of those guys that some people consider a star, even if the statistical production isn't always there. For me, I want to put him in the star category, but I'm going to go with above average starter for Jrue Holiday. Really, really good player, super helpful. Actually, I'm gonna go star. I'm gonna go star because I think Jrue Holiday is an all-star caliber player. I'm gonna go and put him in the star category. Next up, Ja Morant. Obviously a very young player, but someone that was really good last year, borderline all-star. I think I'm gonna go star for Morant as well. Maybe it's a little bit too early to go there, but I think he's gonna be there, and I think he's gonna be really good this year. So I don't know if I can go anywhere lower than that for Morant. Next up, Malcolm Brogdon. This is where I'm already getting myself into trouble. I want to put him an above average starter. And he's, it was a borderline all-star last year. But I'm pretty sure I would pick Morant or Holiday over him. So I'm going to go above average starter for Malcolm Brogdon, the Pacers. Next up, Coby White, someone that's looked really good in the preseason. Just had an awesome game yesterday or the day before. But I'm not ready to go like star for Coby White yet. And honestly, if there was like a middle tier of just like starter, I would probably put him there. But for right now, we'll go above average starter for Coby White. Next up, Russell Westbrook. I'm going to go star. I'm not willing to go superstar on him. I'm not a huge Russ guy, but I'm also not someone that hates Russ. I'm cool with putting him in the star category here and then moving on from there. If you want to make the argument for superstar, I would listen to you, but I wouldn't listen to you for very long. I don't think Russell Westbrook is a superstar player. Next up, John Wall. That's a tough one. I know he's looked really good in the preseason, but like I can't take that and then put him in the star category when I haven't seen him in a couple of years and the injury stuff. But at the same time, like when he was healthy, he was a third-team All-NBA guy. I'm going to tentatively go star, but I don't feel great about it because it's possible that he has a bad year and then this looks bad. But I'm going to tentatively go there, the injury stuff kind of being in question. For LeBron, superstar, pretty easy one. That's what I'm talking about, where some people have LeBron as a 3, some have him as a 1. You can see later on this list, Luka is on there. So either or for me at this point, it doesn't really matter. But in this case, of course, LeBron is going to be a superstar. Next up, Damian Lillard. Another one that people will get very upset if you do not call them a superstar, a star, whatever they think that Damian Lillard is. Damian Lillard is an awesome player. But I'm going to reserve that superstar category for guys that I don't know. I think could end up winning an MVP at a certain point in their career. And Dame is talented enough to do it, but I don't think it's ever actually going to happen for him. I'm gonna put Dame in the star category. He's a really good player, but like if I put Dame in the superstar category, then that opens up like 15 other guys that need to also go in that category. So for me, I'm going to go star for Dame. Next up, Chris Paul. If we're making this list at the end of last year, I'm probably going above average starter for Chris Paul, but I'm going to go star for him. Someone that controls the game, is exactly what you would want out of a point guard. I feel good about putting Chris Paul in that star category. You might at this point think that we're being a little bit too kind to these players, but some of the worst starters in the league, we're going to get to a little bit later, so don't worry. Next up, Luka. Oh man. I know what I want to do, but I also know where I just put Dame. I'm gonna go superstar for Luka. I think he's gonna win the MVP this year. I think if he doesn't win it this year, he's gonna win it at some point in his career. And I don't know. I know I'm gonna get in trouble for that because Dame is in the star category and Luka's superstar, but that's just kind of how I feel. Mike Conley, good night. Okay, so you would think worst case Mike Conley is an above average starter, right? But he was really bad at times, shot making wise especially. For right now, I'm going to put him in the above average starter category. But if he has another bad year this year, he's going in that below average category, I think, moving forward. Next up, Jamal Murray. I think he's a legitimate star. I think he showed it at times last year in Denver. One of the better pick and roll guys in the league. Great combination there in Denver with Jokic. I feel good about putting Jamal Murray in the star category here. I'm fine with that. Next up, Patrick Beverley is going to go. He's either a below average starter or a role player. I'm going to go, because I'm trying to think about like relative to these other players on the list as well. Like, where am I going to put Goran Dragic? Where am I going to put, whoever on this list? I think we have to go. Golly, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with. We'll go below average starter because role player is more like a strictly bench kind. Like, I think Patrick Beverley can start and you can kind of survive. I'm going to go below average starter for Beverley. Next up, Goran Dragic. I'm going to go above average starter. Really good offensive player. Was a borderline star at times in the postseason last year for Miami. So I'm going to go with Goran Dragic in the above average starter category for me. Next up now, Elfrid Payton. I really want to use the bum category in some of these videos. And this is a great opportunity to. But do I choose to is the question. I do. Not like there's nothing wrong with Elfrid Payton. Like, he's fine, but that's not who I want as my starting point guard. So he's going to go in the bum category. Next up, Markelle Fultz. I'm going role player for right now. And I know that there are some people that are really high on Markelle Fultz and think that he's going to be really good. I'm still in wait and see mode on Fultz, and he certainly can, show me plenty of things to vault him up a couple of these categories. You could even make a case for above average starter, maybe, at some point, either down the road this season or later on in the future. But for me, I can't go above role player for Markelle Fultz. Apologize to Magic fans. Next up, Ben Simmons. I can't go superstar on him, but I'll definitely go star. I think that Ben Simmons is one of those players that because there's one thing that he doesn't do well, which is shoot the ball, flat out refuses to do, which is shoot the ball. People kind of forget about all the other things that he does really well. Really good rebounder, great playmaker, can get to the rim, and when fully engaged is one of the best defensive players in the league, and I think that's kind of a hidden gem there. So for me, I'm going to go with star for Ben Simmons. Next up, De'Aaron Fox. I'm going. Man, when you look at the other players in that group, I think I have to go star. Like, if Ja's in the star category, De'Aaron Fox has to go there as well. Really, really good young player. I think he's going to continue to get better moving forward, and I think he fits in that group way more than he does in like the Brogdon, Conley, Dragic, Kobe White group. So that's where he's going to go. Next up, DeJounte Murray. If there was a solid starter category, he would probably go there, but I'll go above average. I'll go above average starter on DeJounte Murray. Really good defender. Is going to continue to grow as a pick and roll guy in terms of getting to the rim and scoring in the mid range. I'm cool with above average starter for DeJounte Murray. Kyle Lowry. Oh my goodness. I always get nervous about Raptors stuff. I don't know why. Am I willing to go star on Kyle Lowry? Or is he more of like the Mike Conley type for me? I think I'm comfortable going star with Kyle Lowry. Really, really good offensive player still, certainly getting up there in age. Does a lot of really good things defensively. I'm cool with that. I think he fits more in that group than he does the above average group. Next up now, Darius Garland. I'm going role player, and he's probably the second closest guy to being a bum on this list. Obviously, it's only one season. He can get much better moving forward, but didn't love what I saw to Darius Garland as a rookie, so I'm going to go and put him in that role player category. Next up, Kemba. Is Kemba Walker still a star? I mean, I want to think that he is. Yeah, I'll put Kemba in the star category. That's fine. Can still really score the ball. Great pick and roll guy. Maybe didn't get as many opportunities in Boston as he has the last couple of seasons to put up numbers because Boston's just a better team than those Hornets teams were. But I'm cool with that. I'll put Kemba in the star category. Next up, Killian Hayes. For the most part in these lists, I'm going to default to below average starter for the rookies. Just because, like, the highly drafted rookies that are actually going to be starting, guys like Killian Hayes, James Wiseman, LaMelo Ball, who we'll talk about in a little bit, who I can go ahead and put him there. It's just tough for me to decide. Like, I feel like that's just the best spot for them to go, is just go below average starter. We don't really know if they're going to be good or not. We haven't really seen them enough. And I'm cool with just putting them there. It's tough to rank the rookies before the season. Next up, Kyrie. I'm still going to put him in the star category, and I'm not even going to hesitate about it. Still one of the best scorers in the league when healthy. You can talk about the off-the-court stuff. You can talk about the injury stuff if you want to. But Kyrie can't go lower than star, in my opinion. Next up, Ricky Rubio. I still think Ricky Rubio is an above-average starting point guard. Is a better defender than some people give him credit for. Has continued to work on his jump shot throughout his career. Still inconsistent in that category, but knows how to run a team. Can facilitate, can play make, and I'm cool with him being an above-average starter here. Next up, Steph. Obviously, pre-injury stuff, Steph is a superstar player. I mean, he's, multiple-time MVP winner. So I'm going to put him in that superstar category. But if he continues to struggle with injuries, or if he just, is a step slower this year, I could see him being bumped down to the star category, but I don't think he can be anything lower than a superstar right now. Next up, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a star player for me. Guy, I think he's going to be an All-NBA caliber player at a certain point in his career. Does a lot of things really well. Can continue to grow in pretty much every area of the game. But he really is that like Swiss Army knife type player that just does everything really well for the Thunder. And I think he's a star. Maybe I'm a little too early on that, but that's where he's going to go. Next up, Trae Young. I'm not putting Trae Young in the superstar category, but I will put him in the star category. Certainly has the statistical production of someone that's a borderline superstar, but until he drives a little bit more winning, I'm going to put him in the star category. Nothing against Trae Young specifically, but that's where he's going to go for me. And then last up, Alonzo Ball. If there was a solid starter category, he would go there, but there isn't. So we're going to go with above average starter for Lonzo Ball. Still needs to grow in a lot of different areas of the game, but when he's active and engaged defensively, he's really good. Can play make, can get out in transition. The shooting is going to continue to be something that he's going to need to grow and work on, but I'm cool with above average starter for him. So these are my tiered rankings of every single starting point guard in the league this upcoming season. We've only got 3 superstars in Luka, Steph, and LeBron. Lots of stars. This is a really loaded position. Really either the backcourt spots, a lot of perimeter positions are really loaded at this point now in the NBA. So there's a lot of superstar guys. I think this is over half of the players on the list are either in the star or superstar category. And then as we go down, we got a couple of rookies and guys that have just underperformed in previous seasons. So that's why they are where they are. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below where you guys have each of these players ranked. Let me know your thoughts on my own rankings. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. If you missed any of my previous videos, then be sure to check out the boxes on screen. And yeah.